Hi guys! So welcome to my first review of the Crossrc Emo XX 126RC crawler. Well, let's find out. I don't really know yet. So I got this thing 2 days ago and I was asked if I could do an English video and telling about the first things that came into my mind, the pros, the cons of this gigantic thing. So to get it all together, I had some questions in the beginning. I pre-ordered this thing and there were absolutely no information on anything. I only knew there was a version without electronics and there was a brushed version with two motors, and there is a brushless version with one motor, and this is what you see here. So this is the ready to run brushless version as it comes right out of the box. Well, not really right out of the box because I already destroyed it here. Yeah, so there was this snorkel for fresh air, and well, I've been bashing it a little bit and it turned over and stuff. So this is the first thing that got lost. It was my fault. So it's durable. It's not a lack of quality of this thing. So before I got this, I tried to find the manual and to see what kind of batteries will fit into this thing and what kind of battery connection do we need and all this stuff, but I did not find anything. So I was happy when this thing arrived. I opened up the box, everything, put it out, and no manual. So I still don't know of any manual up to today. You do not really need it, but well, why is there no manual? Would be fine for something like maybe you could fine-tune the ESC or something. I just don't know. We'll have to find out later. So my first impression is very simple, and I can just tell it by wow, this thing is big and this thing feels good and it looks good and it drives really realistic. So in this class, the only available crawler is the actual SCX6. So it's a good thing. I always wanted to buy that thing. And I was very close to ordering it because nothing new came on the market for the last 2 years or so. And then I saw this thing and I just pre-ordered it blindly. And for myself, I can say it was a good decision. I will be a lot more happy with this than with the SCX6. But is this thing a real crawler? Well, we will see. You can watch my other videos. I don't have the time to cut all this stuff, so I'm sorry for the bad video quality. I'm no professional. We have a simple setup with my smartphone, and so I don't know about sound and anything, and I have to be real quick today because my wife comes from work in half an hour. And believe me, I don't want to be here when this thing is still on the table and my wife comes from work. So hurry. So the specs are already known, I think. So many things you can see in the internet. The biggest advantage to the SCX6 is the optics for me. It's a little bit bigger, wider, I don't know, but it's a little bit bigger. And the best thing is it has portal axles. Another fine thing is the mechanism for removing the cabinet. You got some little levers on front and rear on every edge of this thing, and you can just open it and take this whole thing off, and you only have to disconnect the cable for the LED system. So this is pretty nicely made. What can we do with the remote control? It's a simple remote control, but it works. So we can lock and unlock front and rear axle. We can change gears from 1 to 2. And we have a light switch. I think it also has different light modes. I did not try that out yet. So the first thing that came into my mind is this thing is huge. So if anything gets broken, you really don't want to carry this thing around. It is very huge. It is very heavy. You might get it for right 150 meters or so, but I promise you, you won't want to carry it for a long period. So what I ask myself, if you have a gear change, why is there not a neutral between the gear 1 and the gear 2? Maybe the next version this could be a good invention to do so, because you could simply pull it on a rope or something. What will you do when you're stuck in the forest and something breaks? You can't carry this thing for 3, 4, 5 kilometers. A backpack maybe, or anything, I don't know. But a neutral gear and a rope, it's the easiest solution you can carry with you. Why not? So that was a proposal of me, maybe for the future time. So battery compartment. What batteries actually do fit in this thing, I didn't know before. And now I know it. It's from 3S to 6S. Everything is possible in this thing. So what I am actually using is 2 old, or I don't know, zippy batteries, 4S and 5000 milliamps each, and they really perfectly fit into this battery compartment. So the battery compartment is huge, and some small thing, there were some battery straps included. They are so short, you may not, you may put one of those batteries inside, but that's it, and the length is not sufficient, so I put some other straps in. What is the maximum you can fit of a battery into this compartment? That was my question before I got it. So I got an ultra professional measuring tool I stole from my wife. She's not there yet. Very good. So let's see how big is the battery compartment as it comes. So in the length we have about 15.5 centimeters. The width is about 8.5 centimeters maximum, and the height of the battery may be up to 5.5 centimeters. So this is stock, 15.5 to 8.5 to 5.5 centimeters. But you can easily unscrew this and this holder here, and then you might get a battery with a maximum length of 20.5 centimeters inside. The wideness, you can change it, and the height, you might change the height if you build yourself something that goes further up, but for now it's 5.5 centimeters, and I'm pretty sure that's sufficient for most of us. So what else is in the ready to run version? We got a digital servo here. It's 70 kilograms on 7.5 or 7.4 volts BEC system. That's included here. I'll have a look soon. I read it has a separate BEC to power all the external functions. So separate from the ESC, there's a separate BEC. I have not looked yet, but it might be this thing here. So here we got something like an electric distribution thing, servo, ESC lights, and so on, max 8 written on it. So maybe this is a hit. This here seems to be the LED control module. It also has some not used ports. So this one goes to the front lights. I don't know what this is for, no manual, no nothing, so maybe I find out later. Yeah, now let's come to the thing I was asked to show, and that's the electronics. What's inside the ready to run brushless kit? So they did not invent the wheel from new, but there are some things people want to know, and I'm interested also into is this an FOC system, or is this a sensor system? I know, yeah, but I'll show ya. I got this thing to pieces before, so it's really easy. You need to unscrew this spare tire. The spare tire is one of the reasons why I decided I want to get the Dakar version, and not the version with the open bed. I also did not want to buy the really impressive six-wheeler, but for me a six-wheeler is nothing you can really scale crawl with, and also for faster driving it's not really an option. It just looks cool, and the big advantage is the big bed, so you can put an 1/8 RC car on it or another crawler or whatever you want, but for me this was the solution. And what I had in mind is I wanted to build something scaled, so all the stuff would be altered later, but more to that soon. So this is off. As you could see, it's 4 screws and the 5th screw for the spare wheel, so really pretty fast to remove. What we have here, you might get some CPU things in this for fresh air, but at the moment there's nothing installed. So, back again. My loving wife just called me, and she's gonna get me some food because I'm thin as a paper, and that's nothing she likes. No. So, thankful she brings me something to eat. Okay, I've been opening this, and now I want to have a look at the electronics of this thing. So, what is this? Is this a scaler? Is this a crawler? Is this a basher? You might have a look of one of my other first videos. There I put the first test drive in, and I got it on full throttle 2nd gear, and I got the slowest that was possible in 1st gear. I tried to capture that on video. And to say it in words, you better have to watch it, but to say it in words, this thing is fast. This is absolutely not what I thought of what this is when I ordered it. I thought I'm ordering a crawler and I'm gonna make a scale crawler out of it. If I do so, well, I don't really think so, because this thing drives good as it is, and it's fast. In the 1st gear, I don't know, 10 to 15 kilometers, and in 2nd gear, I don't know, 40 kilometers maybe per hour, maybe faster, maybe a little bit slower, I don't know. But for this thing, it's hella fast, because it really has a scale crawly soft suspension. And if you drive it fast, I was really impressed of the speed. If you drive it fast, it will turn over every corner unless you get used to the driving of this thing. So when I opened the package, I wondered, why are there other springs? So there's another set of springs included, and those seem to be a lot stiffer than the built-in ones. And if you're a driver like fast driving and stuff, I'd probably think this would be the right decision for you. Change them to the stiffer ones. For me, maybe not. So I drove it on 4S, right? And you can drive it on 6S too, so it's gonna be a lot faster. And it also takes a lot of bashing, but is this a basher? I don't know. It's something in between. It's not an SCX6 and it's not an X-Max. So it's big, yes, but that's the only thing it has in common with these two models. It's something in between. It's something between an X-Max and an SCX6, and well, you could buy all 3 of them, or if you got the money, or you just say, well, this is the thing I want to have, and I'll try this one. Fast driving looks good, and it makes a lot of fun with this thing. So I just remember the good old times when everyone in of my friends, of my RC friends had a Tamiya and a lunchbox or a midnight pumpkin. Those were the models I had the most fun racing ever. I've had everything from street, from drifters, from 1/8 buggies, 1/8 trucks, and everything you could bash on tracks, on road, and so on. But the most stable thing I'm still driving until today were those Tamiya lunchboxes and those Tamiya midnight pumpkins. And why is that so? Because You just get them out of the box, no tuning, no nothing. You take them as they are and you bash them on a track and they drive like, I don't know, a bucket of, you know what I want to say. It's not easy to get them on the track because of their wild behavior, but it's the most fun thing. You're driving with 10 people and it's total chaos. And I see this thing in the same way. It's a bit more expensive, but please guys, buy those things and come to me and let's drive together on a track, hopefully without destroying too much. So I see this. This is going to be a lot of fun. Does it drive slow? Well, my first thought was yes, but yesterday I got a little bit more driving and slow driving and look at the video. The engine's not stalling, but we don't have a censored system. So if you drive it very slow, under loads, up a hill, up a steep hill, up some stones and some crawling stuff, it won't work good. So probably you can hear it. So probably what I think is the ESC gives out an RPM and the motor can't follow. So the ESC doesn't know where the motor is. So you hear this really bad sound. I don't know if this will damage the ESC or the engine in a long term using if you do so, but yeah, it's not a bad system, it's okay, but for me it's not what I wanted to have. And most people that have already ordered this thing or bought this thing at this moment without any information, they probably thought they'll get a crawler stuff thing or a scaler stuff thing where you can go on trips with your friends and walking the whole day and stuff. You might do this, but you might not drive it really slow and scaly because this is not working with this components. So what is my advice on that? Buy it naked without any electronics. The servo is fine. It's okay. It does what it should be, no problems. But if you're a crawler, you will need a brushless FOC and censored system. Once you drove something like that, you will never go back to anything else. You will never go back to a brushless system, I promise you. You can't have that RPM hold function, for example. So if you put it in really slow, like it drives with half a kilometer an hour, with a good system, it will go uphill, it will go downhill, it will go everywhere without any problems and without any change in speed and RPM. So this is what I'm used to, and this is what I wanted, and this is what this car does not do. Look at the video, you'll see what I mean. I really hope you can program it in any way, because if you can't program this, this flies out in a week. I really hope the ready to run version will get, I don't know, better or is tunable. We will see. I have no manual. Maybe the manual could give me a conclusion, but I have this for 2 days. I can't tell you yet. So what is it inside? It's a 4985 1650 kV 4-pole brushless motor. So it's 49 millimeters in diameter and 85 millimeters in length. Just for a comparison, this is a 700s brushed motor, and you can see the difference. No? This is a normal engine like you find it in 1 to 8 scale crawlers, whatever. And the brushed version probably has 2 of those installed. Power. This thing has enough power for everyone. I promise you, I would never drive this on 6S. It's too fast for what I want to do with this, and too fast for the suspension as it is. Maybe it's better with the stiffer springs. I will test it. But for the moment, the power of this thing is absolutely sufficient on even 4S. So what is the ESC? The ESC probably is a hobby ring thing with a different branding. The name of it is WP 8BL150, so it's the 150 amps ESC. And it also has a G2 and ready to run written on it. It goes from 3 to 6S LiPos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be testing a 5S LiPo from, it's a lithium ion battery pack from Makita. So why not? There's place enough. I got plenty of those. So let's see how this drives on 5S and 20 volts. We'll see. Yeah, so this is my first impression of this thing. So it got some negative aspects. I did not really come to the rest of the car. Everything I did not mention yet is absolutely fine. So the diff lock works like a charm. The gear change works like a charm. All the plastics are not simple Chinese plastics or whatever you might think of this thing. They are good. It's nylon, probably reinforced, I can't tell yet. But this thing flew through my garden yesterday. Nothing broke besides the snorkel. So everything's fine. Yeah, what about upgrades and stuff? So I pre-ordered some metal sheets for the axles to protect them. These are already available. You can get brass weights for your axles near the wheel side, and this was a thing I was thinking about. They're not cheap. They're really pretty expensive. I think about 100 euros or so. But do I want this? This thing is so fast. I think if you put these weights on the axles, it may break something when you crash. So for the moment, I'll let this thing as it is. Spare parts, I did not see them yet. So I got no list of parts, there's no manual, and I did not find any parts as spares. So I have to be a little bit careful before those things are available so I don't break anything. When you look at the chassis, it looks as if there are some other plastic parts to protect these and these. They are not here. Maybe there comes something, maybe there comes some different versions. I don't know what they are planning. What I was planning was wheels. So those wheels are impressive. And the tires are also impressive. They are very, 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 very rough. So the rims are plastic. I decided I'm gonna order some SCX6 rims and tires, and let's see how this works. So I can't tell yet. I did not test it out, but I got some stuff here, and I ordered some rims. Well, not rims. This was a wrong decision of me to buy this. I did not read it properly. I thought I did not write it properly. You can only use this if you have original SCX6 rims, because it's only this part of the rim. The rest is missing. So I can't use those, but I can use these ones. They are also for SCX6, so I'll probably take these and throw the wheels on and throw it on the car and have a look. So what can I say now is SCX6 wheels are a little bit smaller. It's about 1 centimeter in diameter that they are smaller. So that might not be a problem. It might even look good. So we will see. But those tires and rims are not interchangeable. Why not? Because you'll just have a look at the rims themselves. And if I put this SCX6 size rim on here, you can see the rim itself has a bigger diameter on the Crossrc Emo XX. So it's not interchangeable. That's something that I was interested in. I will nevertheless throw these things together and pull it on and have a look, because these ones seem a little bit more for slow crawling than this really, really tough profile we got here, which is more for muddy surfaces or sand or things like this. So my conclusion at all, it's a good thing. I'm pretty happy I bought this one. I got it for a good price because I pre-ordered. Prices rose since they are available. So I think they will go down in the further or nearer future. I hope so. So more people buy this thing and we can drive together. Well, if you want to use it as a scale crawler, buy it naked without electronics. If you want to be a fast driver, it's everything fine. Take it as it is. You will be surprised how much fun this thing makes. Just have a look at one of my other videos. It's in German, okay? It's in German, so you can just watch and hear and you will see what I mean when I say the engine is clogging at really, really slow speeds. Maybe there's someone else who can explain it better than me, but I think the electric field that the ESC gives to the engine is running further or faster than the motor can cope with at really low speeds and high loads. So nevertheless, a good one and a nice looking one, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. I'll get you updated. If you have any questions, just write me and I'll try to make a video really quick, which will be a few days, a few weeks or whatsoever, because I got not the time for it to do it on a daily basis. So have a nice evening. Goodbye.